Alex. I predict after you give your speech in New York that radio in this country will never be the same again, because I believe you'll be creating a cadre of followers, of radio broadcaster followers, who are going to imitate your success, which will be a good thing, even if they're not sincere about it. So I think
no, I mean, I've been told that's why I'm requested, is that they're basically like Glenn Beck did, going to take a lot of what I do and then basically twist it into whatever they want. But I think some of them will actually wake up and go all the way.
Well, I think a good portion, if any of them have any intelligence at all, and they look at all the research that you've done over all these many years, as well as all of your guests, your esteemed guests that you've had on over these many years, they'll see that it's all 99.9% accurate. So I really do think it'll be transformational, and it'll really change things in this country from that point going forward. On another point, I actually have two more quick points.
Yeah, go ahead.
Regarding Beck, I found him just to be entirely unwatchable. And I just couldn't follow what he was saying. He would change his logic from one broadcast to the next. And
well, that's why the main reason they say they canned him was that it was a confused message. And I mean, 1 minute he's talking about myself in imaginary XXX disease type stuff that I can't even describe, and the next minute how he's our spiritual leader. And Paul Revere. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, his behavior was at times very bizarre. And I also found it despicable that he wouldn't allow you to appear, and I would imagine it was Judge Napolitano's show. I found that really low, and it showed his true character, in my opinion.
Well, what I was told previous on other shows is Glenn Beck doesn't like you being on here. He causes a lot of problems. I'm not going to say the name of it's multiple shows. And then other ones where he'll come after producers if they do. And then I had multiple guests say, well, Glenn Beck, I first came on your show, but now I want to, I was going to go on his, and I was in the green room, and he said, listen, don't go on Alex Jones anymore, or I'm not going to have you on here anymore. And so he definitely, that's the whole point behind the scenes. But now we know why. He says he's going to have these grassroots info warriors on the streets. He's going to go mainly internet. He's threatened because he basically needs to get rid of me or suppress my rise so that the bona fide real McCoy, real product doesn't show up what he's doing. I mean, it's real simple business from his perspective. And yeah. Trying to block me from going on Fox, trying to do things like that, it shows that he basically is watching our every move.
Yeah, but it also shows that he doesn't have any real message of his own. And we out here in the listening and viewing world, we can see right through that. And I think most people will see through that, and that's why you saw his ultimate demise at Fox.
Yeah, you notice that came after all those big articles about him twisting what I do, and I was told that was an ingredient in it. But it was also him losing the entire young audience. Like he says his new plan is to reach the young. Folks, the young are not going to follow an effeminate fairy over the edge of a cliff. I mean, I'm sorry. Does Glenn Beck radiate true surety or masculinity? No, he doesn't.
Right.
You notice he attacked me from an effeminate fairy. He said, I'm an effeminate fairy. That's because he's an effeminate fairy, and he knows it.
Yeah, I mean, and it was very, it was just immature. It was meaningless garble, is the way I saw it.
Well, he was starting to do some good with people like G. Edward Griffin on, but that's done in desperation to get the liberty market as they see it.
Right. And my last point is that you had mentioned that you have, on one of your last shows, you had said that many congressmen tune in to listen to your show during the lunchtime. And I thought, I was thinking, in light of all the overwhelming evidence that you and your guests have compiled regarding the treasonous activities of so many who have falsely claimed the label of American citizen, don't you think this would be a good time for these congressmen to come forward and to begin the process of seeking prosecution of these traitors?
Well, I had Bruce Fine, the big constitutional lawyer, endorsed by Ron Paul on. He's circulating articles of impeachment. And I have had a lot of congressmen on over the years, you know, who during the break will say, yeah, I listened to you on this station or that station, or we listened to you over the internet at the Capitol. In fact, I'm having one of those moments. Who was the congressman from Tennessee? I know he listens almost every day when he's in the district.
Cohen?
Sorry, say it again?
Oh, I'm thinking of Cohen from Jesse Ventura.
No, not Steve Cohen that went after the show. I know him so well. I'm having that. Point is, I never interviewed him before. When we got him on as a guest, he said, yeah, we listen to the show almost every day. But I've had a lot of congressmen tell me that, and it's shocking. Because, I mean, I don't see myself as some, you know, big, huge, wonderful guy. I'm just somebody here telling the truth. People call in and say, oh, you're such a hero for fighting tyranny. Folks, I'm in this chamber as well with the poison gas coming in. We got to get out of this New World Order. I mean, we hang together or hang separate. Thank you, Bill. More calls straight ahead. Stay with us. Then Colonel Anthony Shaffer.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
Alex Jones here with key information. The U.S. government is a Ponzi scheme that relies on the Treasury continuously selling large amounts of government bonds to foreign central banks. With Japan about to become a seller of U.S. bonds in order to rebuild its own nation, and the U.S. antagonizing China by calling them currency manipulators, the Federal Reserve, which is already buying about 70% of U.S. Treasuries, will soon be the only buyer left of U.S. Treasuries. Our friends at the National Inflation Association believe that the U.S. dollar will soon become worthless, and Americans will see the purchasing power of their incomes and savings destroyed. I strongly urge my fellow Americans to sign up for the free NIA newsletter at www.inflation.us. If you are sick and tired of the economic propaganda in the mainstream media, sign up for free at inflation.us to learn the economic truth that the mainstream media ignores.
Hi, I'm Mark Craighead, founder of Crossbreed Holsters. I designed our top-selling holster, the Super Tuck Deluxe, to solve the problems of being poked, pinched, and gouged while carrying concealed. The Super Tuck Deluxe is the most comfortable, most concealable holster on the market today. We offer a 2-week free trial and a lifetime warranty.
Visit us at crossbreedholsters.com. Don't forget, crossbreedholsters.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Do you want to learn more about preparing for the hard times ahead? Have you ever thought about actually getting off the grid and becoming truly self-reliant? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent Americans who want practical advice on how to survive and even prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Packed with hard-hitting information on gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, and home security, there's simply nothing like it. And the best part, this $100 annual subscription is now free of charge. Simply sign up today and you'll also get our hard-hitting report, Food Shock, Why 2011 Could Be the Single Most Important Year in American History to Plant a Family Garden. It's absolutely free for listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.net. That's offthegridnews.net. Get your free Food Shock right now at offthegridnews.net.
Look, turnabout's fair play. I don't like sitting here talking bad about Glenn Beck, but he is leading his listeners into a dead end or over the edge of a cliff. We're trying to get people to not follow us, but to wake up, see the world through their own eyes, but to start really questioning what's happening and then to get involved however you see fit. We're going up a mountain against the enemy. I'm not asking you to get behind me. I'm asking you to get beside me. And, you know, as for, calling Glenn Beck an effeminate fairy, that pull up Urban Dictionary, a male who acts slightly feminine but not necessarily means that they are gay. And I'm not saying he's bad, whatever Glenn Beck's into. The point is that watching him, seeing him doing acting lessons on YouTube, he just prances around and twinkle eyes and, you know, comes off like a theater teacher or something. And I'm not... That doesn't matter, and I'm sick of talking about Glenn Beck. Okay, it's hard to not talk about him when I get compared to him so much for the political information I've been covering for 16 years. He's been anti-New World Order for 3 max. And I wish that he was a good guy, and I'm tired of talking about him. But we're not saying he's a broke-back pixie. And it doesn't matter. I'm not judging people. I don't dislike people for whatever, floats their boat. The issue is Glenn Beck's attacked me because Charlie Sheen had gotten off drugs, and he was there with nurses and people at his house and invited me out there to help him stay sober. And I was like, you're working out, you're gaining weight, you look great. And he took it out of context and said that me and Charlie must be in, the shower together. This is the type of stuff that Glenn Beck talks about and is into, and I've seen other weird statements about other people. And there's something going on there. That's all I'm saying. So he definitely is living in a glass house on that front, and that's what he thinks of his audience, to take stuff out of context and go, how weird. He's saying, Charlie, you're clean. What does that mean? You're in shape. You're working out. Because Charlie was on a 7-month jag on hard drugs and lost like 25 pounds and was in bad shape. And he was, again, a Christian when I knew him 6.5 years ago. Now, he's like, I don't want to hear about sky gods when I tell him I'm praying for him. And a lot of that's because he started hanging out and going to dinner with... who's the guy that's got the show, Bill Maher. And then Bill Maher attacked him this weekend on his show. It's just, you get to be friends with somebody, you care about him. Charlie's gone through a hard time, and it's painful to see all the things he's going through, and now I've gone off into Charlie Sheen because we never got Charlie on here 6 years ago because, oh, look, a celebrity, is talking about how they like to play golf. We got him on because he contacted us, and he wanted to come on air and talk about 9/11. And I know Charlie's a good guy, and I am praying for him. But he's not going to find fulfillment with all those Hollywood people. I'll tell you that right now. All right, enough of that. Extra in Idaho. You're on the air. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's something pretty important here. The rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper. What I'm about to tell you will paint a pretty clear picture of the current cover-up going on with Fukushima. Now, between 1957 and 64, in a town called Simi Valley, California, only 20 minutes from downtown Los Angeles, a sodium reactor experiment was an experimental nuclear reactor which operated from 57 to 64 and was the first commercial power plant in the world to experience a core meltdown. There was a decades-long cover-up by the U.S. Department of Energy. The detail and of the disposal was not recorded because they didn't have any disposal techniques then because it was so predated. And it looks like there's still thousands of pounds of this sodium coolant that are unaccounted for still.
Yeah, well, I was not aware of that, but I know they've got several experimental reactors here in Austin that almost nobody knows about, even though they're admittedly there. Give me the name of the reactor and the event or the name of the news article, the headline, so we can pull that up.
The facility was Rocketdyne. It's now owned by Boeing, and they tore down the facility as far as current times are. Now,
but what's the name of the article you're reading about it? Rocketdyne Meltdown, Simi Valley?
Yeah, you could just Google that, and it'll pull it right up.
Rocketdyne, Simi Valley, California? Meltdown?
Yeah, Simi Valley. S-I-M-I Valley. Simi Valley.
Simi Valley. Calling it Simi Valley.
Yeah.
Simi Valley Meltdown.
California.
Yes, Simi Valley, California Meltdown.
Right, and they actually say that this was up to 240 times worse than the 3 Mile Island incident. So,
well, that's the issue. They lied about 3 Mile Island. They lied about Chernobyl, and now they admittedly have lied about this, and the radiation's going up in the U.S., and the feds won't release the radiation numbers, and are now raising the safe levels of what they say is safe. I mean,